am mining on Minecraft Bedrock Edition with offhand torches support. This is a game changer for the Bedrock community, and you can do it too. Welcome everyone, my name is Echo, and today I bring you a Minecraft add-on that supports the offhand functionality for Minecraft players, but on the Bedrock version. This is supported for players who play on Windows, even on console if you can get it on that platform, and yes, it is supported on mobile such as iOS and Android. It is that easy to do. All you need to do is crouch a few times. It's currently in my offhand. Do it again, it's back in my main hand. Do it again, it is in my offhand. So as you guys can currently see, it's there, which is the second slot. If I change it to this, you can see it disappears and it's located there. Now, ironically enough, I can't just pick this up and put it there because it just drops it on the floor. That is not to do with this add-on. That is just the way Mojang have it programmed on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This is created by a very talented add-on creator in the community known as Foxy No-Tail. I will leave links down below to not only the download, but also where you can check him out. Now, of course, I want you guys to go away and just download this, but there is several things I need to explain to you, especially if you're playing on mobile, on how this works. Let me start with the download. If you guys would like to check this out, go to foxynotail.com and you want to click on downloads and click on add-ons. There is no link verse or having to skip ads in order to get access to this. In fact, he makes a lot of different add-ons that are incredibly useful for the Minecraft community. Just keep scrolling down until you see this one, which is Offhand Experimental. Now, it is still being worked on, and it only has currently 646 downloads. This will shoot up after today's video. Now, it does work in 1.19.80 and above. You need to be in this version. Doesn't seem to work in the previous versions because in this version, it has a specific command and a specific option in these files that makes it possible, which could actually indicate official support for offhand in the future. So click on this. There is a bunch of details explaining how this works, what's wrong with it, but we will go over those in today's video. Scroll down until you see this, and then just click on the download, and then click on this one, and it's going to download. It is a .zip, so you are going to have to unzip that .zip. In case you're a little bit curious, I'll show you what's inside of there. So you have the EULA text, you also have the offhand version, which is an MC add-on, and then you have the readme text. Just like any other add-on, if you're on Windows, you just want to double tap, and you know how to do on iOS and Android, and it is going to import. It's going to say duplicated because I already have this one. When you are creating a brand new world, click on experiments. Now, unfortunately, you do need to enable experiments. I know it sucks for some of you who like to have achievements activated, but if you would like to enjoy this feature, I think the main one you need to have enabled is the beta's APIs. After that, click in behaviors, and it's going to be right here, and just activate it. There is no resource pack required, and this does come with a bunch of different settings. Then you are good to go. Since this add-on is new, there is a few notable issues you should know about. It does say items/blocks in the offhand will momentarily switch to the main hand on use, which will be seen visually on the hotbar as well as on the player. So do bear that in mind. Honestly, I've been using it and this hasn't been too much of a problem. So how does this work? How is it possible on Minecraft Bedrock? Well, this add-on allows the player to swap items into their offhand by triple crouching. It is as simple as me having torches or any kind of block I want and just going 1, 2, and 3 and crouching. And like I showed you guys before, it's right there, and I can do it again and it switches back. Now, I know that this functionality can be a little bit of a pain for Minecraft Pocket Edition players who play on iOS or Android. Don't worry, he has taken you into consideration and you can change that. You need to get any item you want. I'm using a dead bush because I don't use these often. Inside of an anvil, place your item. And what I'm going to do is rename this to offhand and then click OK. Now, what you want to do here, if you're on iOS or Android, tap on the screen. If you're on Windows, just click on it. Same for Xbox or PlayStation or Switch. When we tap on it, it says offhand setup. Choose which detection method you would prefer for swapping items into your offhand. So by default, it is 1, 2, 3, and it changes. 1, 2, 3, and it changes back. Now, you can change this to double. So I can be like, bam, bam, instantly change. And honestly, I think I prefer the double one anyway. So especially if you're playing on iOS or Android, you don't want to have to keep pressing the button nonstop like this, and it gets super annoying. I'm using shift, so it's super easy on a PC. But I think double is easy. And you can change this as much as you want. If you're on iOS or Android, you can do type period into chat. So we could open the chat and just type in this. And as you can see, it's switched back. And you could do it again, and you could do it again. You can see it switching in real time. The options are completely up to you. I like the double one just for preference. The last option you have is change sneak detection timing. When tapping on this, by default, it will be 12. Now, you can put this all the way up here and click submit. And this is to do with like how fast it can switch. And if you really wanted to break it, you can try and break it. So if we were to try and like switch these super fast, and if you play Minecraft quite fast, you might want to have them quite high. That's completely up to you. Or you can have this a lot lower, like 5. And this just means when you're crouching, it's going to be like changing a lot slower. I think for iOS and Android players, you might want to have this a little bit smoother like this one. But honestly, I would recommend keeping it around 10 or 12. So for me, we double crouch. I can have this in the same hand as well. And honestly, I'm such a huge fan of this. Offhand torches is something that Minecraft Bedrock players have been crying out for a very long time. Let's try what items actually work. So you can, hold on, you can place the bamboo. That does seem to work. I like that one. Any kind of item and block does work as well. So you can see here, we're placing these. Now, some might visually glitch out, and you can see on the left-hand side, it's glitched out. I mean, when we're in this perspective, it hasn't, right? It's completely fine. That's just the way Bedrock works currently, right? But you can place these on, like, I mean, if you wanted to build, you can. And you can have these. Obviously, you can keep this in your main hand if you wanted to, and you can build. I know visually it can be super annoying, but let's get over the visual issues. I'd rather have this working than it not working at all, right? Okay, we would need to get, like, some water and stuff like that. This works. Let's try this, right? Big drip leaf. Big drip leaf seems to work perfectly fine. In terms of mangrove roots, do they work as well? Let's try this. The mangrove root seems to work. Obviously, by default, we've got the mangrove. Let's try something that we can visually see here. Let's put these in my offhand. So if we try and place this down, by default, even on Minecraft Java, it tries to prioritize the main hand, right? So if you have 2 items in your main hand, it is going to prioritize those. I mean, apart from the sugarcane, it prioritizes the torches because, again, it's not got the block that it works with. Goat horn. I actually haven't tried the goat horn in offhand. Let's try it. Let's try this. I don't think it's going to work. It does not work. Something that is fascinating here is if we put our shovel in our offhand and we throw these, we can actually repair our items and tools that are in the offhand. You can see here, I have mending on this. We're just going to go over this, and you'll see here, it is starting to completely repair it as well. That's something I've always wanted to do, and always wanted to have a looting 3-sword in my offhand at an XP farm in the offhand, right? Not the main hand. There's just something super cool about having one in your offhand and also having a pickaxe in your main as well. It just feels really illegal for Minecraft Bedrock players. And I have gathered a bunch of items that can be placed in the offhand, but also cannot. So if we were to grab this, which is obviously a spawn egg, you can actually place down mobs as well. All spawn eggs will work perfectly fine. Now, if we were to grab ourselves a shovel, and if we were to just break this, for example, here, what I'm going to do is I can put this in my offhand, and I can place it down. Meanwhile, if I was to try and place down a chest and also use something like a shovel, so if we do this here, it's going to prioritize the shovel. Like I mentioned, there's certain things that will just take priority. It does work with water as well. So if you have this in your offhand, you can place it down and you can pick it up all with your offhand as well. My iron golem has taken a heavy beating. Totally wasn't by me. Doesn't matter anyway, because if it's in the offhand, we can repair him. One of the more beneficial features within this is the ability to hoe grass and place crops at the same time. So let's put this in our offhands. As you'll see here, we'll hoe this, and you can see here, it's instantly placing them down. Like, for those of you who play Minecraft Survival and have built farms on a very large scale, you know how useful this can be. Meanwhile, there are a few things that actually do not work at all. So things like potions, you can drink them in your main hand, but if you put them in your offhand, they do not work. Now, this also applies for something such as a water bottle. However, of course, you cannot drink the water bottle in your offhand. As you can see, it's focusing on that one. But if we do get ourselves a little bit of dirt and we place the dirt down, you can actually use this to turn it into the mud blocks. When it comes to food, you also cannot eat in your offhand. And when it comes to something such as the trident, well, it does appear in your offhand and looks visually perfect. But if we change perspectives, well, it actually looks like it's impaling you, or you've kind of got it under your arm. And no, it does not work either. Any form of projectiles in your offhand, they just do not work. But that is everything I have for you in today's video. Honestly, Foxy, thank you so much. I would have just been happy with just offhand torches, personally. The fact he's gone above and beyond and made all items and blocks functional just makes this even better. Now, again, this is possible because of the latest version, which has specific files that make this possible. So there is hope in the future that Minecraft Bedrock Edition will officially support this. Anyway, have a wonderful day. If you're on iOS or Android, this is a game changer. See you all in the next video.